And it's always kind of interesting to see where songs come from. This next song, the title track of this record, a song called Two Lights, came about. I actually wasn't too far from here. I was actually in Palo Alto. Funny how a lot of these songs kind of center around this area.
Yeah.
Odd for a SoCal boy. But I was up in Palo Alto and I found myself having lunch one day with a father and a son. Now this, I just met these two gentlemen. The dad was a Vietnam vet, and the son was a 23-year-old second lieutenant who was going back to Iraq at the time for his second tour. I was sitting across from the dad that day and got to know him a little bit, and after we chatted for a little while, I had the gumption to ask him, how he was doing with all this. His son was leaving that week. This is when they were going back into Fallujah about a year and a half ago. And I'll never forget what he did. He sat back for a minute, he closed his eyes a little bit, and then he said, John, it's really hard on his mom. And obviously it was hard on him too. And I saw a dichotomy in this man that really struck me. Obviously, one side being fear, naturally, that any of us would feel for anybody we know going into that situation, much less one of our kids. But also this immense sense of pride that he had for his boy, who was going out to bring freedom to the world. And on the way home that night, I was driving home and kind of thinking about the sacrifices that families of our troops make for our way of life and our freedoms, and allow me to go here and say whatever I want, and that thing that songwriters can do. And I think naturally, families are kind of in the background. They're not front and center. And I want to write a song that kind of spoke to that sacrifice that they make for us. So in this song, a father hears that a member of his son's unit has been killed. But he does not know if it's his son or not. So he goes for a drive and he says, if you find out he's okay, leave me 2 lights on when I get home.